Hi everyone, I'm Carly Hall and today's video is about craft organization. And if you know me, you know I love organization as much as I love crafting. So before I get into the craft, I just want to show off these Latchmate bins from Michaels. I found these bins and have been evangelizing them ever since because they store material better than any other storage solution I've used. So I'm going to start by talking about the 26 quart. And I'll link all of the products in the description below, including all of the materials. So to get started, this 26 quart bin has a handle on the top so you can easily lift it and carry it even when it's full of material. And then it has little snaps that you can unhook, pull off the lid. Here's the cute handle. And then I buy the ones with the trays inside because I like using these trays for other organizational purposes. So stick them in a drawer and use them as a drawer organizer, or use them for a craft class or crafting with your kids. So many uses. And then your bin, you can fit up to 33 rolls of new iron-on or vinyl in this bin, which is a ton of material. So a lot will fit, and it also fits in fusible ink boxes, which I'll show you at the end of this video. All right, so that's the largest, and then I also have two other sizes that also have trays that fit in them. These two have the same tray insert, and then this one has a little baby version. We're gonna be using this one in the video today, and we're going to be making a window cling label that you can easily move from this bin to a bigger bin if you need to. So my thought process there was, say I label this with ribbon, which is what we're gonna do today, but then I end up growing my ribbon collection and I need to move to a bigger bin. I don't have to remake the label, I can just slap it on to the next size. So we're gonna get started. Again, all of the materials are linked in the description below, and by shopping through those links, I may earn a small commission, and that's what supports this channel. So I'd so appreciate if you shop through those links. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start with this Latchmate bin, and we're going to add window cling to it and then add vinyl. For the materials in this project, we will need frosted window cling, pink vinyl, black vinyl, and transfer tape. For our tools, you'll need a paper trimmer, which is optional, scissors, a weeding tool, masking tape, and a scraper. I'll be using my Cricut maker, so I'll also need a laptop or device and my cutting machine. In Design Space, I already have my project designed with a design from the Cricut Access Library, this little rectangle with the notched corners. And mine is about 5 by 3.5 almost. And that will be cut out of frosted window cling so that I can remove it if I need to and relabel it or move the label to another bin. In the center, my ribbon is 2 fonts. So I have the outline version of a font, which I will cut out of black vinyl. And then I have the solid version, which will be pink vinyl. And I'll actually layer that on top of each other. So they're slightly offset just like this to kind of give it a fun look in the final project. So 3 layers will be cut and then applied. So we'll click Make It. And then again, we'll cut 3 different mats using our Cricut machine. So let's start with the window cling. Once you connect your Maker or Explorer machine to Design Space, you'll want to choose which material you're using. So I'm going to choose Browse All Materials and search for Cling. Then we can see Window Cling, select that and click Done. Since I'm only cutting 1 label, I'm going to trim down a piece of window cling so that I don't waste any material. Using my paper trimmer, I'm going to slide the roll so that it is 6 inches long. Really, I just need 5.5, but I'm going to give myself a little bit of extra. And then I can trim it down to 4 inches long. That way I can use this for additional labels if I need it. Load the window cling on the upper left-hand corner. My label is facing down for the orientation of the mat, so you want to make sure to pay attention to the orientation before you cut it. Load your mat into your machine and click the load button and click the flashing C. Now we're ready to cut our vinyl. Again, we'll trim down our material so that we only cut enough for our project. This time we only need 2 inches by 4 inches. So I'm going to start by cutting this down to 2 inches. And then we only need 4 inches in length, which you can see goes right to the edge here. Starting with the black, load your vinyl in the upper left-hand corner, and then we'll repeat this process with the pink. Load your machine, and before you send your project to cut, make sure you update your material to choose premium vinyl. Again, I went to browse all settings, and then I'm going to choose premium vinyl. We are on the black mat, so we're good to go. Once you're done cutting, unload it and repeat the same steps with the pink vinyl. One pro tip that I want to mention is that when you're removing vinyl or the window cling from your mat, flip over the mat and push the vinyl away from the mat and peel the mat back just like this so that your material doesn't start bending or cracking and kind of mess up your vinyl lettering. So it stays nice and smooth when you remove it that way. And you can see that my black letters are also perfectly intact. With your weeding tool, you are going to find a corner of your vinyl and then gently peel it back. And I go super slow with my vinyl because it is a little bit more tearable than I would say with iron-on. So if anything lifts, you can see that I'm kind of just poking it back down. And you'll notice that as you get more comfortable with your vinyl materials, there are better settings that you may want to cut it on. For example, this probably could have used a little bit more pressure so that these were just a little bit cleaner when I was weeding them. But not to worry, you'll just weed it off just like this. And then I just ball up my scraps and throw those to the side. And then next you'll go look for the insides of your letters and peel those out. A bright pad would come in handy here. You can use a light surface to really see the cut lines so that you don't accidentally try to pull out an area that is not supposed to be weeded. And then there you can see that the word is completely weeded. And now we will move on to our black word. Once you're done weeding, you will have a base layer, your pink, and your top layer, your black, and we will use transfer tape to transfer that onto our window cling after it's applied to our bin. So now we're going to apply our window cling to our Latchmate bin. To apply the window cling, I have found that it is easiest to apply some type of wet substance to your bin to get the bubbles out. So I tried it with nothing, I tried it with water, and I ended up liking Rapid Tack the most. So we're gonna use this application fluid to apply our window cling. So begin by spraying your bin to get it a little bit wet, and then kind of just smooth that around so it doesn't drip off. And then you're gonna peel up an edge of your window cling. And window cling is not sticky, so you don't need any type of transfer tape. So you're just gonna lift an edge and then you'll peel that back. And then you'll place this on your bin, and you can see that you can move it around. So I kind of moved mine around to get enough of the liquid underneath. And then I lined it against the top edge of my bin, and I used my fingers to kind of measure where to put it. So then once I had it in a position where I liked it, I just wipe off the excess fluid so it's not soaking wet. And then using my Cricut scraper, make sure it's still lined up. You can kind of see that better there. Make sure it's lined up, and then you'll squeegee out the bubbles. And then while you're squeegeeing, you'll kind of just dry up the excess moisture so that it doesn't continue to slide around. And then you can see that there are no bubbles on the surface of the bin. It's nice and smooth. And you can see that it actually is really secure. It's not moving around. If for whatever reason yours is moving, there might be some liquid underneath. There was actually a little bit underneath mine. And so you can just really push so that it all comes out. And then again, dry it off, and you can see that the frosted label is now adhered, and we'll apply the vinyl on top of that. To prepare our vinyl label, I have both of my layers, a piece of masking tape and transfer tape, and some scissors. So we're gonna start by placing the transfer tape on top of the black and then applying it to the ribbon. To lift your transfer tape, you can use a weeding tool to grab an edge. And then you're just going to smooth it right on top of the black. You can use your scraper tool to burnish the back and the front of your vinyl to make sure it really sticks on there. At this point, I do like to trim down my design so that I don't have a whole bunch of excess hanging off to get in my way. Now we're gonna layer the two vinyls together. So I'm gonna use a small piece of masking tape, and I'm just gonna stick it on the back. And the reason I'm doing that is so that this does not bow up when I apply it. So I'm gonna remove the liner, and I like to push my liner away from my vinyl like that. And now my black word is on the transfer tape, and I'm just going to eyeball it to offset it. And I like to offset it equally to the left and to the top of my image. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it's kind of that look we're going for. So then once they're layered together, you can ditch the masking tape and burnish the transfer tape on top of the pink, and once again on the back as well. And you can trim this liner down so that it will make application a little bit easier. So now the two vinyls are layered together, and it gives it a really cute kind of sketchy effect with the outline and the solid image. For this next part, we're applying it onto the bin. So we have our label, we'll need scissors and masking tape and maybe your scraper depending on how well it sticks. So to get this perfectly even, instead of eyeballing it, I like to use the hinge method, and the hinge method works great on the window cling too. So I am a finger measurer, so I just kind of like to put my fingers above and below, to the sides, to see where I want it. Now, the key to using the masking tape for this is to make sure that it fits inside the window cling, because you don't want it to extend the width of the window cling because that will peel it off. So now that it's on there, you can measure even a little bit better if you want to grab a ruler and measure to make sure everything looks good. I like to hold it out in front of me to make sure that it's straight and level. That's what I really care about most. And you can see that it's about 2 fingers in from both sides. So once you have it positioned, you can, if you don't like it, you can adjust it by just lifting your masking tape and wiggling it to wherever you need it to be. And then once you like it, just make sure that that masking tape is really secure so it doesn't move around. Now we're going to peel back one side of the transfer tape. Start with this side since there's a little bit of an edge. And then either using a tool or your fingernails, you're going to want to try to find that edge of the transfer tape. And then you'll peel back the liner to push the vinyl onto the transfer tape. Using your other hand, you'll trim away the liner, throw that away, and you'll push the transfer tape and vinyl onto the window cling. Now you can remove this hinge because your transfer tape is holding it in place. Then you can flip this side back and repeat the process by removing the liner. Go slow to make sure all the letters are sticking to that transfer tape, and then push it back down the other way. And just kind of burnish it in with your fingers or a scraper tool. And once it's completely burnished, grab an edge of your transfer tape, and I like to peel back slowly. You can see that that little O didn't stick all the way, so just burnish with your finger. I am using removable vinyl, and I could have used permanent vinyl, but I had removable on hand, so it is a little bit less sticky. And since my black outline is so skinny, you just want to go super slow because vinyl doesn't actually cure and stick completely for about 48 hours. So once it's on, you'll want to make sure that it's all stuck down. And then you can see that it's on my window cling, completely stuck on there. After you're done with your bins, the reason I use window cling is, say I just started with a small collection of ribbon, but then I ended up needing to upgrade my bin size to a larger Latchmate bin. I can just peel off this entire window cling label and then adhere it to my next bin, my larger bin, by doing the same process and burnishing it and smoothing it all out. And so I can just move it from one bin to another. And I loved that idea so much because I'm constantly reorganizing my labels, and instead of having to waste the vinyl, I can just move the window cling. So I hope that is a helpful tip that you can use in your craft organization. Okay, I promised you I would show you these bins in action. So I pulled out my iron-on bin and my infusible ink bin to show you how the materials stand up inside. So you can see that they fit with the lid on, the lid is securely attached, and I can lift it with the handle. And there's a lot of material, so this is really heavy. And then I'm just gonna take the lid off to show you how many rolls are in here. Some of these are not new rolls. I just took them off the cardboard insert and then masking taped them shut. So I actually have more than 33 rolls in here. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's a lot of material for a pretty small footprint, and I can see all of the colors really easily and am able to pull out what I'm looking for. So I recommend this storage for really anyone with any type of rolled material. I used to hang them on my wall, but I can fit so many more in here for such a small, compact footprint. And then I can take this to any craft event that I may be going to. They also fit the infusible ink rolls, or boxes rather, like I mentioned. You can fit 24. I have 23 in here, I'm missing one, but there's 4 across and 6 back, and you can see that they completely stand up as well. So loving that for infusible ink. Now for the smaller bins, I just wanted to show you where I label them. So I label them on the front, not on the side usually, but for the small ones, I opted to do the side so that I could stack them on top of each other like this. So I have them labeled like that. And then I just wanted to quickly show you again how easily you can take off the labels and move them to another size in case you outgrow the smaller size. So we're just gonna peel off the window cling. Again, you can see that the vinyl really does hold up on there. It's not gonna pop off or anything. And then you can use the rapid tack to apply it to smooth out any bubbles, but you don't need to. You can just really stick it on and smooth it out. And it is on there. It's not gonna move or drop right off. So quickly and easily move your labels instead of just having to waste the vinyl and peel it off and then recut something. I'm loving this organization solution, so you'll have to let me know if you try it. You can find me on all the links for my social profiles in the description below. And I also have a Facebook group for Cricut crafting where we are always in there chatting every day about different techniques. So again, I'll put all those links in the description as well as the materials. And if you found this video helpful, I would love if you subscribe to my channel, and I'll be adding videos weekly. So make sure to subscribe, and if you're interested in notifications, hit that bell as well. All right, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.